Hello guys. Yeah, so hopefully this is going to be the final stream for this character, because holy shit has it taken a long time. But yeah, so this is the like lighting A from the last stream, and we've got lighting B from the last stream. So these are going to be like the two things that I render for the final kind of output. But yeah, so there's not a huge amount left for me to do that wouldn't take quite a while. Like it's one of those now where it's diminishing returns like 100%. So I'm gonna go for a few hopefully quick fixes that will solve some bigger issues for me. And then hey MFlock, how you doing? But yeah, so the two things that stand out to me most at the moment, one of them stands out in this render, the other stands out in the other render. Currently the ears are way too bumpy, so one of the notes I got a little while ago is that the ears needed more breakup. I've just gone too far in the breakup. So I need to pull this down back a bit, just because it's currently too high frequency. I also need to fix this little bit of peach fuzz here. Lots of today. I'm going to be bad with vocabulary. God, what's happening to me? Yeah, and then the other render, the thing that stands out to me most is the lower lip, or just the bit just below the lower lip, where there's no breakup. There's absolutely nothing happening here. So obviously we've got skin detail, but there's no like mid-frequency forms at all going on here. So I need to fix that because that's really bothering me. It's got the same issue with the neck. There's nothing happening on the neck. So if we get the ref up, we can see a little bit of bumpiness. There's like a tiny little bit of a mound here. There's a little bit of a crease here. You can't see much from this angle just because of the nature of it. You know, it's very flatly lit. But this one we can see a lot more. We can see that bump there, we can see there's a little bit of a crease here, a little bit of a crease there, a little bit of a mound here, crease there. I don't know how well it'll come across on the stream, but to me this stuff like stands out quite a lot. And then what was another good reference? This one has a bit more information, so I just need to kind of break up these pillows below the lip. Once I've done that, we can move on to the neck and the ears. Well, I guess the ears will be the quickest thing, so I'll do those first. But yeah, we just need to break up all this. Matthias, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you here before. But yeah, so we got a little bit of sculpting to do, and then this project is done. I'll be picking up a new project after that. The project I'll be doing next is, let me just get this up. Come on. It's struggling to load. So the project I'm doing next is this guy. Let's move that off the screen. This is what I'll be working on. I haven't quite decided on an art style yet, just because there's so much kind of freedom with this, with it all being basic line work. I'm thinking like a stop motion-y kind of effect for him. Well, I guess for all of it, so that might be quite a bit of fun. But that would be started on Tuesday, assuming I finish today. But yeah, so I guess we should get started. So I'm going to close this and close this.
Who's joining us tonight?
So we got 5 people so far. MFlock and someone new, a guy called Matthias. Or Matthias. I think it would be Matthias.
Is it Mara?
What's her? No. I would have said that name otherwise. But yeah, so time to get sculpting, I guess. So the first thing we need to do is define the neck a bit more. I'm also going to need to bring the sorry, not the first thing we need to do. We're going to need to do the ears first, because that bump is way too high frequency. I still haven't quite learned how a sculpt should look. I think that's something that, you know, will come with time, because this is my first time doing like a photoreal, well, I'll say photoreal. This is the first time properly trying a photoreal digitable, except from one that I did back in university like 4 or 5 years ago now. So it's going to take a little while for me to kind of internalize the shapes, so I'm just getting my my Wacom set up at the moment. I also got a new monitor today, which is nice. When I say a new monitor, I got a duplicate of my main monitor.
It literally arrived and it wasn't supposed to, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it was supposed to arrive on Monday, and I got a text message this morning saying it was going to arrive early. So that was a nice surprise. So I'm just trying to move things around. My desk has moved quite a bit because of that. So, and where's my Wacom pen? There it is. A bit disorganized today. 6 people watching. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so I guess let's get started on the air. Let's do that. And let's turn off painting. For some reason, painting breaks whenever I start sculpting. But yeah, so this breakup on the surface is just way too high frequency. So I'm just going to go in with the clay brush. And do I have layers? No, I don't. Okay, so I guess we'll create a layer. Wait, what? Oh, I do have a layer. Okay. What else did I do in this? Oh, it's the neck as well. If I set this to 0, can I store a morph target and just use a morph brush? Let's go to morph target, store morph target, layers. You okay, Becca? And let's get the morph brush. And will this work? Ah, perfect, that works. Alright, cool, we can just do that. So I'm going to need to play it a little bit more subtle though, because I don't want to completely remove all the shapes, I just want to get rid of the really high frequency stuff. There we go. That's a bit better. Still a little bit too much going on just there. There we go. Same on the other side, although the other side not as bad. Still need to remove some of those more mounded areas. You can kind of tell it as a clay brush in a lot of these areas as well. As I said, I do need to kind of learn how the sculpt should look. I've tried to find like good high resolution scans, but I haven't really found anything that in my mind kind of works for me. Right, so you got the ears sorted. Next thing, I need to find the best reference for this. So, not really very helpful. This one, not really very helpful either. The lighting is too flat, but too low resolution. I think this one might be our best bet. So I'm going to put that back on my other screen. Having two identical screens is so much nicer than not having identical screens. Right, so bake all. Or does it take the poly painting with it? Oh, of course it does. Can I undo that? Okay. So let's go back into layers, turn that off, just create a new layer. And then I guess I need to rename this. So name, this one can be is layer. This one can be the one that I record on, and I'll name it lower lip mounds. So clay buildup. I like to use no alpha, and then I'm going to go in with a lower Z intensity. 10 should be fine. So I just need to get a little bit more form in this area. Nothing too crazy, I just need general breakup because it's just a bit too perfect. A little bit of something going on there. That's too much. So I'll definitely be kind of showing and hiding the layer once I've done this to make sure I'm actually happy with it. I'm going to use a damp standard brush. I'm going to turn off the brush modifier just so it doesn't pinch the topology and therefore break the map. Let's go in, soft brush, try to get that line in there. Let's repeat that again. What key was it? There's a key that you can press that like does the same. Oh, what is G? I have no idea what I just did. Other than potentially crash ZBrush. Oh, actually I see the map. Kinda cool, don't want it though. So what is the standard? Oh no. Brush. Some draw. Depth. Has my depth been raised? No. What is that? So I'll just reopen the scene. I'm just going to close ZBrush because I have no idea what that is and I'd rather not fuck about with it. Which means redoing the ears, but that's fine. Projects, person projects, FKA twigs, modeling, ZBrush, scenes. So, get you back. Let's go down to layers. Turn you to 0. Store morph layer. Or morph target even. Then subtool. No, not subtool. Layers again. Put you back up to 1. And get the morph brush, BMO, yeah. There we go. Yeah, I need to speak to some modeler friends and get some advice on this sort of sculpting. I mean, one thing I need to remember as well is quite a lot of my skin work was being done by the Texturing XYZ maps. I think for my next project, well, my next realistic project, I'm going to try to hand sculpt it. I'm really debating taking Chris Costa's course, but it's just so much money. It's worth it for sure, but it's a lot of money. Lower lip mounds. And then I'm going to get C to 0 alpha, 10 intensity, save as version 37. It's just, I heard all this like snapping. I look over and like you're like deathly staring at me while you snap some chocolate. Treat yourself. Is it white chocolate or? Oh, sorry? Milk.
Sorry, it's blue dark.
Alright, so let's get some. That's probably a bit strong, but we'll see. Oh, make sure I turn off modifiers again. What alpha is this? Is there a way to find out what alpha a brush is using by default? Because I imagine the damn standard alpha is here somewhere. But it doesn't, I can't see it. Anyway, let's get that line in there. And smooth it out a bit. There's also a little bit of a divot in here. Well, let's turn off shadows while I'm at it. Render pass. No, render properties. What shadows is off? I forget how dark the shadows are sometimes. I just need to find a good. Let's just get a section. Let's see what this noob is doing. Thanks, Alberto. How you doing, man? I'm currently, you've joined at the perfect moment if you want to see me be noobish, because I'm currently doing something that I frankly don't know how to do, which is skin, like bumpiness, like sculpting. I've stored a morph target and created a layer just so I can undo everything, but it's a hollow that bit out a little bit. I'm over sculpting it at the moment. Don't worry, that is intentional. At least I think I'm over sculpting it. Just soften that out.
Basically, it's a cry for help.
It's a complete cry for help. Everything I ever do is a cry for help. All good. For one time I saw the post and didn't. It did say 5 hours ago. Yeah, it's a problem with live streams. I tried to keep it at the same time, like every time. So it will always be at like 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time, but so we need to get a little bit of a thing here. So I don't know how much subsurface is going to completely crush all of this out. Looks like there's a bit more of something going on here. There's like a very slight shadow in the ref. There's a little bit of a mound just there. It's so over sculpted. Right, so let's soften that way out. And how does that look? It's got more to it. It's definitely overdone though. Like I need to subtract from this. Hey, how was a goodbye party? Yeah, we had a few people at the park, which is nice. It feels weird to technically be unemployed for next week. In theory, you could bake them out as a secondary disc. Yeah, I could do. I prefer to just have one disc mount. Well, technically two disc mounts. I tend to have, as is kind of a standard in industry, I guess, well, to some extent. I tend to have a Z disc and a regular disc. That's what I'm going for, pipeline-wise at the moment. I should probably check my it's called vacation. I know. I'm between jobs for a week, so I'm not technically on holiday, but I'm also on holiday. It's quite nice.
Alberto, I have to work while he's not. Feel my pain?
Get an F in the chat for Becca, please. There's a little bit of a... I should probably bring this over. It's too big on the screen. This is too round. That is way too defined. Nick put an F.
Is Nick here?
Yeah, Nick's here.
Nick, you motherfucker.
I think Becca said something, but the mic didn't catch it. Oh, I think you might need to speak up, Becca.
Okay, Nick, you motherfucker.
I think they missed everything you said, though. Nick just roasted you, by the way. I'm wondering how long this sort of stuff should take. Oh. I need to find the preference to get rid of that head, because the amount of times I click it is really annoying.
Nick, I will block you.
I mean, I'm gonna see Nick tomorrow, so you can't block him entirely. That is definitely overdone. Let's pull that back. So I'll keep the tertiary details to a minimal, just because I will be getting those from I will be getting those directly from the disp, like the XYZ stuff. It just feels saggy now. So more smoothing. I guess the key is to get the mounds in. I don't really need to worry about the definition between them. I just need volume change.
Nick says no blocks on your recipes.
What?
Oh, I said really cool recipes.
That might be more interesting. Just need a little bit of something down here. Oh. It's like a little flat patch just there. Got more viewers than normal in this one. A whole 2.
Is it actually 2?
No, it's not actually 2. It's 10.
I
Oh,
feel like
9.
I feel like everyone went, oh fuck, he's nearly finally done.
So, oh fuck, it's almost over. Let's go judge the final result before he posts it. Because I think I won't actually be posting the final thing until tomorrow, just because I need to render, and I want to get the final progression images done, which means rendering the first 7 streams. Granted, they're just sculpts, so I don't need to worry about shading or anything, but still. I think that will get what I need, because ZBrush already like over-defines stuff. This shape doesn't exist though, I don't know where I got that from. Yeah, ZBrush already over-defines stuff, so like I know I can get away with a little bit too much sculpting. It's just a case of not breaking the lighting too much. Like this is too round now. So how does this look when I... That's interesting. That's a lot better. Alright, I'll go with that. So neck is the next thing. The next thing, yeah. I'm hilarious.
Get the fuck out of
Someone stop me, I'm hilarious.
Did you drop down?
What's it?
Did you drop down now?
Yeah, we're down to 9 now. If things go my way, we'll get down to 8. Right, so neck. Can't really see a huge amount. I can see like there's a little mound here. It's like solo U. And then I'm just gonna block out. That is way too strong. Should probably find a Oscar. Perhaps she's doing. Is that a new Oscar? We've got a new Oscar.
A new Oscar? Yeah, I'm joining your YouTube stream now.
Unless he's changed his name.
Oscar, do you still have the weird little thing as your photo?
Do you have Mudbox 2? I don't actually.
Do you have what?
Mudbox.
Roblox?
Mudbox.
Roblox?
No Roblox. This is a meme-free zone, Becca.
Alberto, I have Mudbox because my uni couldn't afford ZBrush back in the old day.
Yeah, but I can't use student versions.
That is also true. No, that is not Oscar.
There's a different Oscar, right?
It is a different. It's the same Oscar. Oscar. Stop.
Is it the same Oscar but with a different name? Same Oscar but with a different name.
Stop playing us.
See, I really want to change my YouTube channel name, but I legit don't know how. Like when I Google it.
Instead of something very useful.
What? What did he say? Yeah, I know there's a replay last. I was looking for it earlier, but I've forgotten the key. Meme free zone review, that's a lie. My only response to that is E. Oh, Alberto subscribed. Things can't be that bad after all. I cannot see what the neck is supposed to be doing. I'm gonna need to look for scans, I think. Is there any other good ref of this?
One.
Basically nothing in that angle.
It is for the way you look at me. Two.
Are you quite okay?
For the only one.
That's a shadow, so I can't use
I'm just trying
that.
to convince you.
This one's kind of interesting. Oh, it's one? Oh, there we go. It's beautiful.
Oscar, how do you think I got into this industry? Just whipped onto one of Mike's live streams. Went, hey there, sexy. Send me photos of your feet.
The messages you get from people online is legitimately like terrifying
I got
sometimes.
more today. From some guy
You got more
asking
today?
to say a big booty bitch, and I replied, hell yeah. And I got blocked. So any recruiters out there, watch out.
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. Let me see if I've got any alphas. Import. CG stuff, asset library, ZBrush, brush alphas, Frank Zhang, bumpy skin. I think it was like skin pore 1 or 2 that's good for like bumpy stuff. So I'm gonna go into alpha, modify mid value, set that to. Oh, is it in 0? No, it's in full numbers.
Not really.
That is not what I want. Nope. That is obviously too strong, but too large. I wonder what I could do with this.
That's what she said.
Back up. Let's try skin direction. Nope. I know that these are supposed to be like more micro maps, but I'm curious as to if any of them have good shapes that I could use. That's too high frequency. What if I make it massive? Maybe with the right strength that could work. 3 is too low apparently. What about 6? Kind of works. Get some free detail in there. Let's get some stuff in the neck as well. Feels a bit too high frequency on the back of the neck though. Also the back of the neck I just realised is a weird shape. It's like super flat. But we're never rendering it from the back anyway, so it doesn't matter. But still, I should have really fixed that earlier. It's actually really flat, like what the fuck. Okay, moving on. Strictly speaking, there should be a lot more.
Crush, hi, how are you? I'm good, but I need you. Oh my goodness, it's really starting to happen. But I need you to stop freaking texting me.
I guess an oof from me.
How many?
So, what shapes can I pick out of this?
You know. I won't know. Nick says he has something to say.
Nick has something to say. Fuck's sake. I feel like that's just the thing now, like, it's such a shitty meme, but we're gonna hold on to it now, like.
For context, everyone, we went on a holiday last week, woohoo, to Ireland, where I'm from. And one of the memes that everyone got drunk and just started deciding was the best thing ever was, you know the EA Sports, but just the letter E.
E.
So it just goes E. But yeah.
E.
But it's a quality meme. 10 out of 10.
It is not a quality meme. It is many things. Quality meme is not one of the things in that list. So it feels a bit too choppy for me now. Me, the Oscar, same Oscar. Good. This might be enough to hit the notes that I was looking for. Also, I have no idea why my poly painting disappears when I go to lower resolutions. So, let's go to export, turn off group, turn on smooth normals, export, projects, personal projects. I just got a message from Nick saying, heard you were talking shit about E. Maya exports head sub D0. Cool, then let's update the displacement. Multi-map exporter. So let me find the file name thing, because it's really not doing me any favors right now. So create all maps, FKA twigs, texturing, head, zdisp, and I need to create a temp folder because it never works the way I want it to. For some reason it exports with a weird name and I haven't figured out why yet. That's done. So let's get into Maya. This scene looks like pure chaos and I love it. I need to get these. Every time I put these in the group, they still move, and it really annoys me. So I can hide that for a second. Let's import our mesh. That's the one, right? Yep, 22nd. Yep, cool.
I'm one of your viewers, otherwise.
What, sorry?
I'm one of your viewers.
You're one of my viewers?
Yeah.
Get out. Right, so that should, in theory, be a bit better now. So, select you. Let's hide the groom for a second. Select you, then select you. Deform, blend shape, then hide you. Very little changes, but it's still important to kind of get that in there. Cool. And then just delete the history. Alt save. Update you. Show you. And this will update when I render to match the mesh. For most of it, it will still be fine anyway. It's just a little bit of volume here or there. And might have to pull that back in manually. Rebecca, no, get up the stream. And then we need to update the ZBrush stuff. I actually did it name them correctly this time. What the fuck? Alright, cool. Delete these. Cut them. Paste. And then let's just have the texture manager regenerate it. Tools. Texture manager. Have you broken again? Oh, I hate this. Okay, so it will automatically generate it anyway. Alberto, why?
What is that?
The groom is so good. I can see that Jesus taught you well.
He did.
He did teach me a fair bit of stuff. He did teach me quite a lot.
Alberto. You're right.
Right, so let's show lighting B. And then, so I'm going to render through this camera first just because I wanted to check the lips, and the lips are best shown, at least out the lighting setups I've got. This is the one that shows it best, and I guess the neck would also get some stuff. Although I'm going to have to turn off depth of field. So let's go into depth of field, turn that off. Cool. So I'm pretty sure that'll work. I'm not trusting the displacement map right now for some reason. So I'm gonna go to here and go into parent, display skin. I just got a feeling the path has changed. Cool. So that will automatically generate what I need. Oh, should I turn off filtering? Well, I guess there's no blurring, but I'll switch to Gaussian. Although Gaussian is more blurry, isn't it? I don't know what that one does. I'm gonna go back to box for a little bit. Oh, I've missed quite a bit from the chat. Mike's project is now the IKEA. Do you think I came here to do anything other than troll? Yeah, no, fair point.
Do you think I'm being supportive?
people don't come here to be supportive.
What is that? Fingerprint beads are next.
Right. While this starts to render, displacement's going to be broken, but while this starts to render, I'm going to go get a drink. You need to start streaming to Becca. What?
We could stream at the same time. I reckon I would get more viewers.
You probably would.
People were just asking for photos.
Yeah, they'd ask you for foot pics.
Send foot pics. I mean, if they're gonna give me 50 quid a foot pic, I ain't gonna lie. I would ask them for it.
Why don't people ask me for foot pics?
You're a guy.
In fact, I should probably put it on a plate and not bring the really
the really
crinkly
crumbly.
paper over.
We got an Indian tonight, and it was delicious.
My displacement's broken.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Beautiful.
What the fuck is going on?
It's beautiful. I'm gonna print screen that before the maps get converted. There we go. That's incredible. I love it. It should convert them soon, though, right?
Yes, Alberto. Perfect. Oh, you can do some ASMR.
No, I'm not doing completely unwarranted ASMR by eating poppadoms overly close to the microphone.
Avocado.
No.
I am mad. Do you know what that woman did to me? She gave my chips cold.
Is this going to make the text files?
Also, I didn't shut down my computer desktop earlier. It seems to be working still.
Right, text manager isn't working. The last time I had to fix that, it was restarting my computer. So I'm going to try restarting Maya. And then if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to restart my computer. The stream, luckily, actually survives. Like, it will just drop out for a few minutes, but it'll pick back straight back up when I restart. When I restart the computer, which is quite a nice feature.
ASMR.
Obnoxiously loud poppadom eating. I can't believe people enjoy the sound of other people eating. No, sorry, people enjoy. Can't believe some people enjoy. I'm turning my microphone levels down while I eat, so it's not as bad. Our interest will not hang in. I'm already hanging by a thread. Thanks, Alberto. This stream so far, this series of streams is already at like 110 hours. And there are a few people that have legit been there for a majority of it, and it kind of impresses me.
Oscar's been there for quite a bit.
Oscar's been there for most of the streams.
Oscar deserves an award, because I haven't even been there for all of this.
Fuck off. Texture manager. Yeah, you worked this time.
With you.
Pick images. No, not pick images. Pick directory. Texturing. FKA twigs. Head. CDisp. Oh, yeah. Right. So that's doing its thing. So let's go back into the skin shader. The stream delay seems pretty big today. IPR. I'm going to save that image out. Export file. And I can delete that. The question is, does it fix the issue? Let's go to it's got more information. I'll let it clean for a little bit. Might need some more shit on the chin as well. The chat is active today, yeah. Granted, it's almost entirely Alberto trolling me, Rebecca loving the process of trolling me, and you being as reliable as you always have been. That looks a bit better. How about the neck? I got a feeling it's not strong enough. Can you set a layer to be like double strength? Neck didn't really improve. There's some shapes in there, but they're very hidden. I'm just so done with the project. Like, I'm genuinely so close to just saying, fuck it, it's done now. I'm pretty sure I can't. Let's check the ears at least. See how they're doing. Render. Lighting A. Hide lighting B. Camera A. Yeah, this stream won't be as long as the usual ones, by the way. I mean, you can imagine it wouldn't be. Sorted. Right, so let's get twigs 1. Next project I think I'm going to do with Arnold as well. Looks like this has improved. Yeah, that's a lot better. Right, do we read anything on the bottom lip from here? You get a bit more of a pronounced highlight here, which is good. So that's at least feeling better. Oh, I don't know what to do. This is feeling a lot better though. I'm glad that's working. This isn't working yet though. Let's go back into ZBrush. Can I imagine I can, but set the layer to a strength of 2. I can't. Can I duplicate a layer? There's a way to double it up, isn't there? Oh, that would make sense. Alright, so let's try morph target. I'm going to delete the morph target, store a new one. And then let's go to set you to 0. Create a new layer. Let's see if this works. Oh, wrong brush. Morph. This might work. Is it the worst way I've ever done this? Yeah, probably. If it works though. Well, that's the worst thing I've ever seen, but it works. Let's give it a go. What I'm going to do is smooth out don't know if this will work. Oh, that does work. Okay. Wait, I need to undo all that. I just realised what I'm doing. So let's set this layer to 0 and then do that. Well, that's not going to work anymore. Ah, fuck. Okay. We are in a predicament. Maybe set you to 0. Go back into morph target. Delete, store. Back into layers. Turn you back on. Get rid of everything that isn't a fold. The reason I'm doing this is so the skin breakup doesn't stack. I just want the creases basically. So if I just go through and kind of paint out the creases with paint out everything other than the creases with a morph brush. There's probably a way easier to do it, but I don't know that easier way, so I'm gonna do it the hard and hacky way. Let's see if that works. I feel too wide. I might legit leave this project at this point. The lines feel too parallel as well. Yeah, they're not working. So the question is, why aren't they showing up in render though? So my subsurface is relatively low on the neck. Do I just call the project done 1 hour into the stream and be like, fuck it?
No.
But I can't be bothered, Becca.
Michael, finish it.
But do you have any idea how dead I am inside?
I don't care how dead you are. You left your job this week. Finish it.
I've got a new job lined up.
I know you do. You have to bit. So fucking quit your bitching and finish your work.
Oh, I hate this. Right, okay.
And I'm gonna work with you sitting right beside you.
Alright.
Michael. Fuck off.
This is not an abusive relationship, despite how it sounds.
Michael.
What the fuck are you on about? Michael.
How you doing, Michael?
Can you not?
Can you fuck up, Michael? I like hearing your gram reincarnated.
Are you okay?
Michael.
Stop. It's really creepy. It's like they're in the room.
I'll set Lola on you, Michael.
What? What? I'm scared.
She'll pick your tendons out, Michael.
No. Don't like that.
Our friend the kitty cat hasn't come back since I moved back.
It's because you scared it off. You screamed when you saw it.
Are you scared off?
Did my accent come out then?
Oh yeah. Michael.
Can you not?
Say your name.
Michael.
Oh, where the fuck did you? Were you? With red lipstick in my red found you.
Oh, Alberto, do you call that plasticky skin shader finished? Oh, I hate that.
Please continue. I've been doing nothing but.
If you have any look dev advice though, like genuinely, I'd love it because I'm dead.
Mike is lost to the world. I've told many a person to contact.
I've
him.
spent
Has he
100 and
No.
I have contacted people.
I don't think that's how you spell plasticky though. Sorry, Alberto.
But like, I'm 140 hours into this.
And that's 140 hours I don't give a fuck about.
Okay. I don't know what persona you're putting on for the stream right now, but can you fucking not? Like,
there was a man that was stuck down and he chewed his own arm off.
what are you on about?
It's 140 whatever hours.
127 hours.
Exactly. He chewed his arm off and got away and became a hero. What have you done? Nothing. So fucking.
I've wound you up with memes. It's a much more important thing.
You disrupted my sleep cycle. Recorded my snoring.
I don't think I've recorded your snoring.
No.
Did you fall asleep that quickly during one of my streams?
Yeah. Very beginning ones at least I fell asleep.
I don't think the microphone picked you up.
Oh, it did. Whenever you used your webcam, it did.
You need to work on your snoring.
You need to work on your fucking attitude.
Oof. Why is this
So
not
shut
working?
the fuck up.
Oh. I genuinely don't know what to search to get like. That doesn't feel right. I mean, it probably is right.
Do you want my neck?
No.
Quite a long neck.
I'm trying to find a scan where you've not got subsurface.
That's what she said.
What you just said makes no sense. You know that, right?
Party hard.
What this needs is tighter creases.
What you need is
Can you stop?
you're gonna go deep condition
Ah, bless me.
Oh my god. Yes.
It'd be cool if there was like a slide details or slide layer brush where you could like just kind of move it along the surface without actually distorting its topology. Granted, I know that would be an absolute nightmare to make, but then you could like place a wrinkle and then just kind of liquefy it into place. To get that off the throat. It just feels so strange. Her throat is actually balanced off slightly. Should probably bring the reference on screen again, shouldn't I? It's like almost a flat layer, like just here, like it flattens out. I just don't know how to achieve that in a nice way. So it just needs a little bit of a mound here, and a little bit of a subtraction here, I guess. But now it just feels so saggy, like the skin. Like I know subsurface like completely takes everything back out, but can't see some tight creases though. Should probably get some stuff on the chin as well, shouldn't I? It's a bit flat at the moment. Even if it's generic volumes, it just needs something to catch the light. Line is too much. Reduce that. Also just need to reduce the volume there a little bit. That might be better. Let's just define a few of these a little bit more. Let's get that other reference back as well. Where was it? Where did the wrinkles go on the shoulders? Over. let's get that exported. See if that works better. Save the scene while we're at it. So you plug in, create all maps. Wait, there's a thing I need to do. File names, is it replace? No. Cancel.
When you scratch something, does it get rougher? Or is
It depends on what you're scratching.
plastic?
I think, well, if it's really soft plastic, it depends on how you scratch it. Like a hard plastic.
Yeah.
It probably gets a lot rougher.
That's okay. No, I was just thinking.
It depends on what you're scratching it with. Like if you're scratching
it's like
something.
mix, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I'd imagine it gets a bit rougher.
That's okay, 'cause I know if figure.
You should be able to check in the reference though. Right, let's create this. Let's go into head, ZDisp. Put these here, I guess. Right, so that was a bit quicker than last time, surprisingly. Oh god. Alright. Delete that. Cool. So let's export those again. Where was the replace thing that I saw earlier? Oh, it was right there. Yeah, I've done a few clay renders. I can do another one. Well, this is broken. That was strange. It's now the mesh is called output 1. Luckily I saved not so long ago. Open file. Right, so let's get rid of those files. I literally only made the first 2. So, dplugin, create all maps. Head. So, you just need to reconvert these in Maya. I can kill this now. RenderMan, Tools, Texture Manager. What?
It has got like a fucking anti-meme. Remember, guys, cop kinks are out. The working class is hot as fuck. Far fatter fetishes are in. The milkman, more like a real me man.
What the fuck?
And it's a really shitty Photoshop graphic design meme.
Oh, good lord.
I love it.
The internet disappoints me on a daily basis. Right, so let's give this a go. Oh. Thanks, Maya. Oh, it crashed mid-save. Did it corrupt? Luckily, if it did crash mid-save, all I've done is update displacement and the base model, so I can just get the base model back in from ZBrush. Uh, 15. Okay, so I'm expecting this to have corrupted Action. Did it work? What the fuck? It's working. Alright, cool. RenderMan, I guess. So let's give it time to start its render. There we go. So I'm just going to check if this is working. If not, I'll do another clay render. I'm really struggling to figure out the difference in time. Something is corrupted on the HUD. Yeah, probably. Also, Alberto, if it gives you a sense of the stream delay, so when I read out your comments, it's literally as you're saying them, and you'll discover it in 5 hours. Yeah, probably. There's quite a big stream delay today. I mean, it's normally a decent stream delay, which I'm not sure why, because I don't have one set up, so it's purely just, you know, upload, download times, but I've got pretty decent like speed internet, so. So let's just let this do its thing. I always like to have one pass rendered. I know it's technically a time waste, but I really do like having a little bit more information. I also need to get this stuff in there. Becca's stealing the bandwidth. Yep. Becca, it's all your fault. Yeah, it's still not really showing up. Alright, let's do some clay shading. Or is it worth just turning off subsurface for a little bit? So set like diffuse blend to absolute maximum. I'm gonna give that a go first. So where are you at? So my diffuse blend subsurface, so it's currently set to 0.15. I need to remember that number. Just give this a go. I'll delete that in between render because it didn't really do much for me. Come on, render, you can do it. So it's not the subsurface, apparently. Maybe it's the lighting? So I'm 99% sure I don't have depth of field on. And nothing's showing up, there's like a tiny bit of something here. Let's try, and put that back to what it was. 0.15. It annoys me that I can't map this for some reason. Like, it just won't accept map inputs, which is really annoying. So let's try assigning a new material. So this is our come on. So off screen, I'm just setting up another material. PXR surface, not surface, surface. Get our displacement. Then, do I have any bump plugged into this guy? Bump normal, I have this guy. So let's put bump in as well. Cool. PXR skin play. Cool. Yeah, not even with, sorry, I've not had the stream visible. Yeah, even with Luminant, it just doesn't pick it up. I'm really not sure what causes it. Like, I really have no idea. It just won't pick up map inputs. I feel like it should. Maybe it's just a bug, but yeah. Because I'd want, like, naturally I'd want to have like more diffuse blend areas where like the skull is closer to the skin and that sort of stuff, and have less diffuse for like really fleshy areas like the ears and the nostrils. Granted, I don't know what the correct methodology for diffuse amount is. I don't know how you're supposed to use it. Well, the connection editor. I did try the connection editor. Also didn't work. Literally nothing would. No input would work. It's still barely there. Granted, this lighting is not ideal. Let's get that back on screen. Get my hypershade. So I'm just going to rearrange everything a little bit. Let's check the strength for this guy. So he's set to a strength of 1, which is good because he's a 32-bit map. Is there anything before it multiplying it? Just make sure I've not accidentally, I'll say accidentally, not at some point blended it. Alright, so that's the skin disp, there's the Z disp. It does seem a bit weak. Like it's lost all the sharpness. Oh, is this that store morph target thing that I need to make sure I do? Okay, so getting sharp displacement out, because I remember this is a thing, right, where it doesn't really read everything like fully, like it loses sharpness. Because those lines should definitely be visible. Like they are like pretty sharp in some areas. They're just not visible. My subdivisions is high enough. I'm still getting the displacement is working. It's just too subtle. I don't know why these are here. They shouldn't be there. Oh, that's the bump, of course. What could you be? So I've got to try to remember how to do this switch morph target thing. So let's go scenes, no, exports, head, import this guy back in. Right, so this is now identical model. What could be losing all this? Part of me is just tempted to bake it in X normal or something. But then I know I have to contend with all the errors that come with that, like in the lips and so. Right, so I guess I can just morph target, store morph target. Then layers. So now going into Z plugin. Give that a go. Right, so get Maya back over. RenderMan, tools, texture manager. I don't know why it always opens massive, it really annoys me. And then we just need to find a displacement, which is missing. Okay, pick directory. Head, zdisp. Did it change the name again? Subtool, rename, get rid of texture UVs. C plugin, create all maps. Yes. "15 seconds. That's suspiciously quick. The fuck? Why are you doing this to me? Okay, let's go to, I'm just gonna save this scene as version 37. Version 38 even. Lightbox, load a cube, then reopen it. And then let's just delete these guys. So let's give that a go. "20 seconds. What's broken now? Why are you broken?" Okay, so let's try importing that mesh again. Then let's go into my hypershade because it will have the file names. Yeah, so it shouldn't have the the texturing UVs in the name. So let's just rename that. All I need to do is get rid of the end. Okay. Z plugin, create all maps. Head, zdisp. Got further than last time. Are you using the disp also in diffuse? No, not as far as I'm aware. Oh yeah, that one worked this time. Alright, so let's get those guys again. I don't know how turning on the layer recovers the poly painting, but I like the fact it does. Right, so they should be done now, right? Yeah, they're done. So let's give that another go. Oh wait, no, nothing would have changed this time, would it? Oh, right. Gonna kill this. Switch to the other camera. I am so done. This project's just gone on for way too long. Come on, unfreeze. Why aren't you unfreezing? Hey Seven, how you doing, man? Right, it's unfrozen this time, so let's change to the other camera. And let's put the lighting in. I'm also going to attach the real skin shader. Cool, and let's just run an IPR on that. Right, let's do this thing. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, man. Don't know why it moved that one. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, I did that thing, didn't I? Right, okay. Desktop. Probably get rid of this guy. Oh, my other disp isn't there, is it? Yeah, the idea of putting the diffuse in the so the displacement and diffuse is kind of interesting. How exactly is that done then? Is it just like, 'cause you wouldn't just merge it on top? I'm guessing it's being used to darken. So like the bits that are displaced inwards or not displaced at all would be like kind of multiplied, or is there some other kind of blending happening? I think at 10:30, whatever I've got in this project is what I'm calling it. Because I'm fairly happy with the project overall. There's things like I probably could do better, but I think it's best for me to move on to a new project and to kind of learn from that. Yeah, I might give that blue channel thing a go. I'm guessing I'll have to remap it quite aggressively, but let's just get more of the face in. I'm just going to put this on my other screen. Same for spec, impurity. Yeah, and I've got the displacement in my spec. Like I've got that painted in. Well, painted in via merging it in Mari with a multiply. I just didn't think to do it with the diffuse as well. So first off, let's try previewing just this. So they're using the blue channel, you say? That feels a bit blurred. I'll turn off filtering. You're gonna comp it, leave it as raw render. I'm gonna throw it into Natron and see what it does. But I'm wondering why this looks so barren. Not sure how you merge the disk from XYZ. So in Mari, I've got a shuffle node to get the highest frequency channel out, and then I set it to saturation 0. Just merge that over as a multiple. Well, saturation 0, then a levels to get the contrast that I wanted, and then just multiplied that over the spec map. Let's get the I feel so lost right now. Like I've just reached an absolute wall in my head. Thanks, RenderMan. Tools, it. I'd say output as many AOVs as you can and tweak it in post. Yeah, the question is now, how the fuck do I do AOVs in RenderMan? I know they're all there, but it's like their names are really fucking weird. I'm also limited with Nuke to 1080, and I want to output higher resolution, which means using Natron, which is a glitchy mess. But I refuse to pay for Nuke. Like, I straight up refuse to pay for it. It's way too expensive. They've got Nuke Indie, which is literally the same as Nuke Non-Commercial, but slightly higher resolution. Functionally, anyway. Like, I know it has more features, but functionally for me, it's the same thing. AOVs are arbitrary output variables. Basically, it shows, you can set it so that when you render, it basically does like lots of little renders. One that is like your final like beauty image. It's the AOV for the final image is called beauty normally. You can get a render that's just the diffuse. You can get a render that's just the reflections. One that's just subsurface, and then you can put them back together in a compositing software like Nuke, like Photoshop if you really wanted to. Microsoft Paint, sure. But you can use that to kind of rebuild the image, and that gives you control over everything in post, which is normally the most flexible way to work on stuff, because it's instant feedback, and if you're just doing a generic change, you can just keep the nodes the same every time. Output at 4K. What's output at 4K, sorry? Are you telling me to render at 4K? Oh, I can't do that though. Can't send it to work. So. I mean, I've left MPC now, so I definitely can't send it to them. But, and I'm not sure if Bluezoo uses Nuke or not. I haven't started yet, so. I just don't know why it's not coming out. So let's. Oh, so dissatisfied with today. Put that field back on. think mine might have crashed. Yeah, might have crashed. Apparently turning def field on while you're doing an IPR is def. I might call the project's done. Motivation is dead, and I'm already relatively happy with the final image. There's still issues, but I don't know. I just want to know why this isn't coming through. Like, because these should come through just fine, but they don't. Let's try one thing. I'm gonna do this. How many subdivisions do you have? It's 5. So, more off target, still more off target. And go subtool project all. Just map errors. Okay, so now if we go to morph target, switch. I got a feeling this will work better. So let's try this. I'm gonna save the scene again. That's not what I want. ZBrush scenes. So delete you. Rename you. So back into here, switch morph target, and create all maps. Then FKA twigs, head. Right, so we got those, that's good. Renderman, tools, texture manager. No. Pick directory, texturing, FKA twigs, head. Cool. So, which one do we want to check? I guess the best one to check would be that side view again. So let's go render, hide you, show you. Hopefully this will get the details a bit better. It's not helped. Let's get normals AOV. Let's add the groom just so it generates quicker. Hold on, why is that not? What's going on here? Let's try a different camera. What I'm now worried about is it some kind of optimization that's been removing the wrinkles? If they're there. Let's get the why is it not showing up on this side? Let us clean up for a little bit. Oh, this is already clean. And it should be. Because this side definitely has wrinkles. They're not as strong as the other side, but they're still there. And that's pretty crisp, it's got a lot of details on it, so why is it not picking up the main one? Let me just check the mouth. Yeah, it's reading it, because there's something happening there. It's just barely happening. It won't be a bitmap issue, will it? Unless that's one thing at a time, right? So I'm going to get this render visible, and I'm going to try to don't need you either. Well, have shade dead. So let's solo you. I have no idea how this will look visibly. Oh, it's definitely loading it. The UDIM is just fine. Yeah, it's definitely reading it. So if I solo you, what happens? You're not able to be soloed. It's definitely reading it. So maybe it's a... I don't think it'll be... probably light is too flat against the surface. Yeah, maybe. Let's check. worth setting this to a lower value? I'm going to set this to 0.5, which is probably way too low, but we'll give it a go. And any other AOVs that will help. Add that as well. Where did it just go? Go over. Fuck you then. Let's do I think the lips are missing a little bit of compression volume. Yeah, they are a little bit. I wish RenderMan had an equivalent of auto bump SSS from Arnold, because that seems to make things so easy, like relatively speaking, for skin. Yeah, it didn't really help. Compression volume, Oscar, is pretty much that. That's pretty much it. It's shadowing again. Don't like that bottom lip. Something else I need to do as well is flatten those to each other. There's like a contact blending thing that happens over this side. I don't know what the best way to blend them together is, because it's definitely not inflate. Or maybe inflate does work. Fuck it, I'm gonna use inflate. Alright, so let's do that again. Texturing, FKA twigs, head, Z-disp. I'm fairly sure that my base mesh wouldn't have changed. So I'm just going to try doing that on its own. It has changed a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to have to export the base mesh again. Export, turn off group. Create all maps. Cool. So file, import. Exports, head, pick you up. Yeah, it's moved on the lips. Alright, cool. So let's grab you, then you, deform, blend shape, hide you, grab you. Do that, delete history. Then go into Enderman, Tools, Texture Manager, pick directory, texturing, FKA twigs, head, Z-disp, yes, no. Watch it fill up. Holy shit, that was quick. Alright, cool. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to alt save. I'm going to drag these teeth into the temp group as well. Which is funny, because temp is definitely not what they are anymore. Like, I'm not going to remake them for this shit. Let's run an IPR. And I'm going to delete you, just keep this guy. Let's do a full pass. Why is the top of the lip less glossy now? Why is this less glossy now? What happened to this? Or is that the new displacement technically being more accurate? That's aggravating because I actually don't like what that's done here. Yeah, because these have got deeper. Getting some artifacting here as well. Why is this? I've not changed anything for that. Why is this happening now? What are you doing to me? I'm going to reduce the watertight dicing. Will that help? Let's set my polygon length back to 1 and do another test render. I don't think it's a watertight thing. I'm going to put this one between those two. So here's the dicing. There's also that, yeah. So super weird. What I'm now wondering is, would that increased dicing help other areas of the skin? I'm gonna pick a few sections. Here will be fine. Well, I guess this one's a clean render, so I can kill this one. Delete these. And just have dicing reduced to maybe 0.75. Just see if that improves. This section will be a good one to check. So I think getting this much so in theory the only difference between these two, other than the hair, is dicing. This one has more definition. Which it should do because it's got more polygons, but... Okay, where else? Although I think I prefer it, the lower polygons, to be honest. Let's try here. Oh, let's check the bug we were having in this area. I think you could boost the freckles some. How do you mean boost? Like make the diffuse stronger, or make the displacement or bump stronger? Yeah, it's not worth the extra polygons. Let's turn that off. So back to 1. The diffuse stronger. Let me get the progression image up. Obviously the lighting's different, but it's weird because it literally was a straight projection. A lot of the freckles on the cheeks have been lost. Okay, and I think I'll do that, and then that's the last thing I'm doing on the project. So I'm going to close ZBrush. sure. End on a nice round number at least. Cool, let's get into Mari. Did you introduce her slight? I'm gonna have to Google that word because I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, they've matched. Like I 1-to-1 matched the ref on that. So perspective. Yeah, one of her iris is also bigger than the other by a fair chunk. Right, so node graph. I'm watching for when the okay, so we need to strengthen the freckles. Maybe some hard surface next. No, so I've already got a project set up. Oh, a project I'm gonna start. Let me go back and get it. So the next project I'm gonna do is this guy. I think it'd be quite a lot of fun. I'm gonna approach it like a stop motion, like a realistic stop motion set. So like he could be like made with like a little bit of armature here or there. It could be quite cool. Don't know what material he'll be made of yet. I do need to find some good ref. And then this could be really fun to play with, like the matted, like clumpy fur. It's got quite a lot of freedom with the shading, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. But yeah. Right, so let's just quickly test because I need to remember what this brush does. Okay, so it just does that. Reduce the flow. Yeah, the beauty of hard surface is that you can just throw stuff together and it kind of just works. It's a lot easier to shade hard surface stuff, like to a basic level anyway. Still too much flow. Beep boop. bit of a C shape to it. The problem is I can't really get the freckles out as a mask, unless I did some really hacky grading, just because it's a photo projection. I mean, I can give it a go. Let's see. Let's create a saturation. And set you to 0. Let's create an invert. Cool. Then levels. Is there a way for me to get these out easier? I wonder if it'd be easier to do a high pass. Can you even do a high pass in Mari? No. Filter, no. What could it be? There isn't a blur, is it? Nope. Ain't gonna work. I'm wondering where all this stuff is going. Like in the render, I mean. do. Let's give that a go. Cool. Let's reconvert those. But yeah, next project to do, I plan on hand painting everything. That way I get to keep all my ISOs and that sort of stuff. I'll have everything I need map wise. There we go, they're done. Let's give that a quick test. Fuck, did it have multiple selected? Yeah, I'm normally more of a hypershade person as well. It's just I haven't done a photoreal digidouble. Well, I haven't properly done a photoreal digidouble in like 4 or 5 years. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try to do things with maps. So for the freckles then, how would you approach getting the ISO from that? Like obviously you can like manually paint an ISO. Like if I had like a copy of Nuke that allowed me more than regular HD, I'd just do a high pass and extract a ISO map from that. But I can't think of any other filters that would allow you to get just the freckles. Just because they're value-wise, they're not that far off the darkest parts of the other skin. So it's hard to tell exactly what's going on. I wonder if my spec is too bright. We've got the freckles back in that area. What about down here? Yeah, got some more of them back. Alright, cool, so that's working. I think I'm going to start my end of stream render, which I guess will be my final render. Because I'm not going to do another stream on this asset. So, yeah, I'm going to start a final render on this. Let's just get some nice settings. Do I want depth of field in camera? Because I don't think I'm going to do anything in post. I'm going to add a tiny amount. Depth of field. F16 is plenty. Although I might set that even higher. I don't think 25 is a real f-stop, but I'm going to use that anyway. Because I want it just to be insanely subtle, like just some strays at the back being pulled out and that sort of stuff. And then I'm going to increase my max samples, just because the eyes never quite clean up. Sampling. Oh, it's already set to higher than what I normally use. Alright, cool. So that should be fine. Cool, so start that render. Yeah, so I'll probably post the renders tomorrow, just because I'm going to have to spend time. I'm going to have to spend time kind of getting all the different renders I need out. And I also need to render some progression images, because I've got like a GIF that I like to make normally of like renders from each session. The sensor size is full scale sensor. Lens, I'm using a 130mm, 150mm. It's quite a large lens, I think. No, the lens is very very large. I think it's 150mm. Normally I use 80 in my personal projects, but with advice that Alberto gave, was able to find out the focal length that they used for that actual photo via the metadata. Since there's no background, it's really hard to tell what focal length was used. So it begins. The final render. I'm so done. Becca. The project is not perfect, but it is finished.
That's good. Are you setting a render up?
Yeah, I'm setting off a very clean render now. I'll probably leave it going for like an hour and a half. There's no background, so it won't be an obscene render time. Then I'll have to set off the secondary angle. I'm still debating for this secondary angle, do I want to make the green light brighter? Just to get a little bit more here. And I think I'm going to manually paint this area out. Like just fade it to black a bit better, like this side. Because this whole region of pink here is too distracting. So I was debating keeping it over black though, to be honest. Just because in the case of these two, I quite like how it looks. I could put some cloth or something behind them, just like some drapery. Yeah, I mean, I've got another lighting setup that is roughly the same, but it just looks so flat to me. Like FKA twigs, images, progression images. So I've got this scene, but it just feels so flat and lifeless to me. Like, I just don't really like the image. Let's go through all the old versions. So I've got 6 renders I need to do before this one, just to show kind of the progress, because this is stream number 7. This is like the Reed Apologize model, which you can tell by the faceting on the ears, super pointy. But there's like a few likeness sculpts passes before this one, so I need to add those. Then the jewelry one at a time. Kill that. I'm going to save out a TIFF of this file, export file. These should go to images. Then I'm going to create one called output. Okay, twigs, lighting, a .tiff. Cool. Have a good night, man. And thanks for popping by the stream, giving advice. It's really appreciated, man. Projects, personal work, FKA twigs, texturing, Mori archives. I've read the latest one. And then let's check that it's definitely got an alpha. So Natron. Yeah, we got a good alpha. We got pre-malt on there. Yeah, so I can wait for this to clean up and then maybe just do a quick grade. Cool. Well, I'm going to end the stream here, guys. I'll be picking up on Tuesday with a new project, and I'll be posting this kind of around social media probably tomorrow evening. Just because I've got to set up a load of other renders and let them clean up for a while. It takes at least like 45 minutes for a reasonably clean render at this point. So, yeah. But thanks to everyone who's kind of seen these streams. It's been like 120 hours of streaming for this character. I'm fairly happy with the output. Like, I'm pretty happy, I'm not gonna lie. But there's a few things I'd really want to improve. But it's just a case of, if I don't call it done, I'll be on it forever, and I'd rather move on to another project because I've already learned what I need to learn from this one. And future projects, I can kind of take those lessons, and you develop faster from doing more projects than one that takes forever. So I think it's time to move on. But yeah, it's been kind of fun though. But yeah, have a good night everyone, and I'll see you on Tuesday if you want to join for the next streams. Bye guys.